Let's get to your top story. Coming from Sandeshkhali, the main accused of the violence hit area, Sheikh Shahjahan, has finally been arrested after being on the run for 55 days. Now, Section 144 has been imposed, and police sources have said that there are curbs in 23 places in the violence hit area of Sandeshkhali. Now, Trinamool Congress leader Sheikh Shahjahan, the main accused in the case, has finally been arrested. The leader and his associates have been accused of sexual atrocities against women as well as land grabbing. He was arrested around midnight in the North 24 Parganas district by a special Bengal police team. Do remember, he's been on the run since the 5th of January after his arrest, which took place little after midnight. He this morning has been produced in court. This is after a lot of protest that was witnessed in the violent hit areas. The Trinamool Congress strongman this month has, there was a lot of protest against that strongman when the team of the Enforcement Directorate on the 5th of January had gone to search premises owned by the strongman, and that is when violence erupted of over 1,000 people who had turned violent against the ED officials. It was a team of 5 ED officials who had gone to conduct raids in the area.
पश्चिम बंग पुलिस डीआईजी भास्कर मुखर्जी उनका गाड़ी में उसको फलता लेकर गया। फलता से हिंदीटा करें फलता से उनको मेरा ट्वीट करने का बाद वहां बुसीराट में लाया। इसलिए ये अरेस्ट नहीं है, ये म्यूचुअल एडजस्टमेंट है। जितना टाइम तक सेंट्रल एजेंसी इसको हिरासत में नहीं लेगा, उतना टाइम तक वहां का पीड़ित जनता को न्याय नहीं मिलेगा।
देखिए, भारतीय जनता पार्टी की लगातार आंदोलन की वजह से ये सरकार बाध्य हुई शेख शाहजहां को गिरफ्तार करने के लिए। पहले से तो ये सरकार डिनायल मोड में था, एक्सेप्ट ही नहीं कर रहा था कि ऐसा कुछ हुआ है। तो हमने पहले से ही बोला था, मैंने पहले से ही बोला था कि सरकार को बाध्य करेंगे, घुटने पे ले आएंगे कि शेख शाहजहां को गिरफ्तार करने के लिए ये बाध्य हो जाएगी। आज हमारी आंदोलन की वजह से, भारतीय जनता पार्टी के आंदोलन की वजह से और संदेशखाली की माता बहनों की आंदोलन की वजह से सरकार बाध्य हुई है, ममता बनर्जी बाध्य हुई है शेख शाहजहां को गिरफ्तार करने के लिए।
Shahjahan has been arrested. We welcome the steps of state police. You see, our leader Banerjee earlier pointed out that due to some parts of order from Honorable High Court, state police has been restrained from taking any action. And after Abhishek Banerjee pointed out the problem, the Honorable High Court, they removed the restrictions and police became free. We have full trust and faith upon our police and administration. We said that within a few days you can see the result. And today Shahjahan has been arrested.
Sheikh Shahjahan, one of the principal accused in a case which happened on 5th January 2024, where ED officers were assaulted during the course of a raid they were conducting in Najet police area. We have arrested Sheikh Shahjahan yesterday night from Minaka PS area. We have forwarded Sheikh Shahjahan to the Bashirat court. He'll be placed before the magistrate. We'll ask for police remand and let's see how it goes.
In many pockets of Bengal, we all realize that gangsters are ruling the roost, unchecked by law enforcing agencies. This is not just a contemporary phenomenon. This is a continuation of what has been there. We have to stem the rot. What we see is only tip of the iceberg. Last election, Panchayat elections, I had the opportunity to go to the field, interact with the people, interact with the victims and the prey. I could gather that this, what I can call, what the people call, the Gunda Raj, is very much there in many pockets of Bengal. Strong action has to be taken. This has to be nipped in the bud. That is the exercise which we should all focus on in the coming days.
We have Vasudha joining us. Vasudha, the 53-year-old strongman had been picked up from the Meena Khan area in North 24 Parganas little after midnight, and this morning he's already been produced in court.
Yes, of course, Divya, but he has been on the run for over 55 days, which is why, this matter becomes of utmost importance. BJP has been raising this because this concerns lives and livelihoods of many people, especially of women, their safety, their dignity. Many local women have come out and basically complained, alleged that they had been raped, they've been sexually abused. In fact, their lands have been grabbed by Sheikh Shahjahan and his associates in the last many days. In fact, in the last few days, when the TMC finally decided to have camps in place, police checking the atrocities, police taking in complaints of the victims. There were more than 400 complaints that were lodged. There were many aggrieved people, and land was given back. The process of handing over land back to some of these people was started, but one cannot deny the kind of suffering that many of these locals went through for years, because it had taken them time to come out and speak about it. Over the last few days, we also saw many commissions making a visit there. Now, all of this, the arrest, and now the Section 144 being imposed in Sandeshkhali, and also 23 places being under the scrutiny of police is also happening, because Prime Minister's very high-profile West Bengal visit begins tomorrow. He's going to be there in West Bengal at least 3 times in the next 8 to 9 days.
Right, Vasudha, of course, the timing of this, given the fact this comes on the heels of the Prime Minister's visit there, that's expected tomorrow. We also have breaking news coming in, of course, and the breaking news that the police in West Bengal who have arrested Sheikh Shahjahan late last night have now been remanded 10 days of custody of Sheikh Shahjahan. So that is the breaking news coming in. We have Vasudha with us. Vasudha, it was the ED, the CBI, and of course also the police of West Bengal. They were given, they were entrusted with arresting the strongman who had been on the run for 55 days, like Vasudha had pointed out. So now finally this man who has been arrested, and it was because of the police in West Bengal. Now we are talking about, the man, the National Commission for Scheduled Tribes has received at least 50 complaints of sexual abuse and land grab from tribal families against this leader as well as his associates. Do remember 3 of his close aides were in fact calling for questioning. 2 of them were arrested. 17 arrests have been made in the case so far. We also had Ajit Maitri, who was in fact questioned by the police, and they had been tailing the man, and that was what has led to the final arrest of a man who had been on the run for the last 55 days. So far, the officials, this is the government officials, have stated that they have received almost 1,250 complaints, including 400 relating to land issues. So the main accused of the Sandeshkhali case, do remember the violence that had erupted on the 5th of January, and since then the man has been on the run. The leader and his associates have been accused of sexual atrocities. There have been a lot of protests in the area, the violence hit area. Section 144 has been imposed. 23 areas have been impacted due to this man being arrested. The scenes that have panned out over the last 55 days of many leaders trying to enter the area, and because of Section 144 that has been imposed, there were a lot of restrictions that were met, a lot of resistance to people entering the area. Of course, the BJP accusing the government of West Bengal, including Mamata Banerjee, of shielding the Trinamool Congress's strongman in the area of Sandeshkhali. But of course, the Chief Minister there saying that injustice is something that would not be tolerated, and which is also, this has come 3 days after the court had put an order that the man has to be arrested. And there we can see that big arrest that has taken place finally after the man that had been on the run for over 50 days. So the BJP dubbed the arrest as scripted and claimed that he was in safe custody of the West Bengal police. The ruling Trinamool Congress hailed that the arrest, saying it was possible only after the court cleared the decks, and accused the opposition of exploiting the earlier embargo on his arrest. So in the North 24 Parganas areas of West Bengal, that has been witnessing widespread protests against the strongman Shahjahan Sheikh this month, as a section of women are seeking justice against alleged atrocities committed by the TMC leader. So a lot of leaders of the BJP have gone in the violence hit areas, try to speak to the victims, try to speak to the families of the victims as well. We have Vasudha back with us. Vasudha, just highlight, the complaints that have been made against the man. I mean, 1,250 complaints, including 400 related to land issues.
Absolutely, 400 complaints just related to land grab, Divya, like you rightly pointed out. But I think the most the most poignant complaints here are of women of different age groups, saying that they have suffered not just sexual abuse but also rapes at the hands of many of these local hooligans who had political patronage, and many of them were actually close associates of Sheikh Shahjahan. These were local women who came out and protested very bravely, despite knowing that the state government is not something that would be okay with them coming out and talking about this. So that was one thing that really happened. But after that, of course, the BJP took it up. Remember, this case did come up, in the forefront, in the first week of January, when Sheikh Shahjahan went missing, and an ED team was actually in Sandeshkhali to interrogate him with regard to a land mining case, and a different set of locals, his supporters, actually physically ended up assaulting the ED team, sending some of them to even hospital. So, this place has been simmering with a lot of tension. It's a small island, and if you look at the visuals, people have to take the toto and have to take the boat to reach Sandeshkhali. So it's not even easy reaching there. It's a small place. It's a small, but the politics of it has actually spilled over to the entire state, and in fact, the country is discussing Sandeshkhali only for this one aspect, that there is use of criminality in politics. That is what BJP is alleging, and this is something that the BJP has talked about, even in 2019 and in 2021, whenever Bengal elections have taken place. They've talked about strong men such as Anubrata Mondal or Shaukat Mullah that have been used by TMC, or this is as per the allegations of the BJP, to have complete control over the fiefdoms, especially in South Bengal. Now, there's a political line to this, because BJP has been trying to, breach these areas of TMC. But here, at the end of this, is also suffering of women, which cannot be ignored, and which is what the TMC also did in the last few days. They did set up many camps. Mamata Banerjee spoke about this in the assembly, and he said that nobody will face injustice as long as she is the chief minister, and she is a woman chief minister. So she has also talked about this. But remember, the BJP is not going to let this go. In fact, we just heard Shubhendu Adhikari say that this is just an adjustment. In fact, he should Sheikh Shahjahan should be in the in the control of should be handed over to central agencies, because this is just an understanding between the state police and Sheikh Shahjahan. So many questions there, all coming just before Prime Minister's high-profile visit to West Bengal that begins tomorrow. He's going to be not just in Barasat but also Arambagh. Now, these are areas that are all in South Bengal. Barasat is also seen as the district headquarters of North 24 Parganas. Later, he's going to be again visiting Bengal, and these are very high-profile visits coming very close to the election date announcement. So critically, politics is sort of hotting up in West Bengal, but at the same time, it's also bringing to light the problems with governance, and also how opposition parties and ruling parties sort of use that to push their own momentum.
Right, Vasudha. So, of course, he was arrested late last night, and then he was produced in court this morning. And the police have been given a 10 days remand. He's, now going to be in police's custody over the next 10 days.
Yes, of course. And what we hear is now he was, of course, arrested late last night. That was ADG said. The DGP of police was also sent to Sandeshkhali just days before the Prime Minister's visit. We saw at least 4 delegations and 3 fact-finding missions, both official and unofficial committees going to Sandeshkhali in the last few days. And TMC also having its own camps to let people come and register their complaints. Now, this Sheikh Shahjahan, let me also tell you a little bit about him. He is a local hooligan. He's a local gunda. He's seen as a strong man. It's not just him. He also has an army of people. And he doesn't belong to the level of, say, Anubrata Mondal of Birbhum. He is seen as a local strong man, but, has a lot of resources, money, and has a lot of pull in Sandeshkhali and North 24 Parganas, seen as the biggest stronghold of TMC. And TMC also has a lot of others, strong men. And so he has been sent to a 10-day custody. He was produced in the court today. He was arrested late last night from Mimikha in North 24 Parganas. West Bengal police had been tailing him for some time now to understand his whereabouts. And it was after the court made it very clear that there was no stay on his arrest, and the stay was only on the formation of SIT, that the West Bengal government was also under a lot of pressure to arrest him because of the suffering of women who came out and very openly talked about what they had undergone in the last few years.
Right, Vasudha, give us a background of this man. I mean, what led to his popularity in the area, and then finally what led to his arrest as to, the complaints, what brought these women forward? Because, of course, it was another case, an ED case related to another case absolutely whatsoever, when they had gone into Sandeshkhali in order to, raid, conduct these searches at his premises, and that is when you saw the kind of support this man had, when thousands of people came out in support of him.
Of course, that is right, Divya. So there are these cases that he is wanted for with regard to land mining. This is money laundering cases. But apart from that, there are land grab cases that have been, registered against him. And till recently, there were around 400 complaints that people have come forward and registered with West Bengal police that happened in the last few weeks. Apart from that, there is also a case of his men, assaulting some power department officials. So, BJP also wants to, highlight how, high-handedness in the government often paves the way for strong men to come up. There is criminality in politics that is often allowed, especially when it comes to, keeping rural areas under check. Like I said, TMC and before that even left government in West Bengal has had a tradition of fielding strong men, in key areas, especially in North Bengal, in South Bengal, and ensuring that their strangleholds, their fiefdoms are in control of their parties. Now, this man was part of the CPM earlier, and then he joined the TMC. So, ideology is not the question here. It's just his influence and predominance, mostly with money and muscle, that he has been ruling this place. And of course, he's in, police custody now, and we'll have to wait and watch what happens.